Trying to
What
stretch it
is
out.
going on, everybody? Bryce McKinley, Coach Sharpen. You know what time it is. Well, I hope you guys are having a great day, and just bear with me here as things are loading around here. But, man, it's Tuesday, and I'm sitting here with my buddy Larry. And as you guys know, I want to do Tuesday testimonials and really dig in deep to why people have chosen to make a change, why they have chosen to work with the REI Results Academy, my team and I, as well as the others right there in the trenches with them. So, Larry, welcome to our Testimonial Tuesdays, man. How's your day going? And let's dig in. Tell everybody a little bit about who you are, how your day's going, and what's Larry's mission and who is Blessed Offer, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, man. Hey guys, good morning. Appreciate the invite, Bryce, and thank you for this opportunity to, come and talk to you as well, man.
Yeah, man, it's my pleasure. If you guys don't know Larry, you need to go follow Larry. Like, Larry and I have not only worked together for the last 9 months or so, but Larry is one of my best friends. His family and my family go to church together, and that just wasn't the case even a year ago. I'm so honored, Larry, to not only have you as a friend and accountability partner in life, but also to be your coach and mentor through this real estate experience. So tell us a little bit about who you are, what you and your business mission is, and what were you doing before you came to REI Results?
Yeah, man. So, I started, in real estate just about a year ago, actually. Easter was my 1-year anniversary into wholesaling. And my family and I, we moved from Hawaii to Texas just about 2 years ago. And, I was working in Hawaii as a senior consultant for Tesla, formerly known as Solar City at the time. Did sales for them about 5 years. It was a great job, but again, it was a job, right? And of course, moving to Texas, my family always had a nail salon. So the fastest, job I can get is, going back to a nail salon and working, and getting cash to provide for my family, man. And that's where I found, wholesaling.
Yeah. So tell us about that. So what were you doing? You mentioned, the nail salon. How long were you, selling, and then you came over here with that experience of working in a salon? I know your story a little bit more than what most do, and we can dig in as much as you want or as little as you want. But what were you doing, and what was your why as to why you wanted to get out of that and do something different?
Yeah, at the end of the day, Bryce, it all boils down to time, man. Working for somebody, as you all know, you're under their mercy, right? You're under the mercy of when you're working, when you want to get off, when you want to take a vacation. You have to get permission from them. And for me, man, being a father of two kids, 12 and 13, also got my nephew that we're raising, he's 17 years old, and my wife as well, so I really wanted more time, basically. I wanted more time for them, being able to take off when I want to, and being able to provide for my family in a way that I'm happy with. And, work, as I was working the salon, as every job, it was just a lot of dramas that could have been avoided. But it is what it is, and that gave me the fire to move on, right? Give me the fire to work my butt off in wholesaling, so that way I can get out of that 9-to-5 job and be able to be an entrepreneur and work for myself.
I love it. So I'll never forget, we talked on the phone, you kind of followed me or messaged me, but you actually asked me to go to a men's conference at your church. And yeah. I had been asked to go to your church for some time from some mutual friends, didn't know that it was the same church. And I was all in. I came in with you. We were actually going to go to lunch and just kind of do some networking, which, if you guys don't know Larry, he's a master networker and leveraging other people's abilities. He's amazing at it. And he was working that angle with me, and I didn't know it at the time. And in doing so, we became really good friends. And I'll never forget, we were actually taking a young man that was at the same conference with us to go get his truck at the kind of the lunch break of this men's conference. and you and I kind of went in deep. And I don't know if you remember this, but I was like, man, tell me about your business. Like, we were making up for that lost time and you were having some struggles. So tell us a little bit about, like, what were some of the challenges and struggles that you were having in your real estate business before you came to work with the REI Results Academy, my team and I?
Yeah, for sure. So, you know, just like everybody did, I was on YouTube University, right? When I found wholesaling, you know, guys like Max, guys like, you know, House Buying Brian, Sean Terry, all those guys, you know, Kong Lee. As much as I watched those videos, and it gave me a small taste of what wholesaling is, I didn't find any success. You know, not to say that, you know, guys who follow these guys couldn't find success, but as for me, I couldn't get it to the finish line. You know, I was probably 5 months into wholesaling before I jumped into REI Results, and in month 6, which is in October, is when I closed my first deal. You know, coming in to wholesaling, let me just go back a little bit. Coming into wholesaling, my first month, Bryce, I got 3 contracts, right? 3 deals that I landed, and I felt like I was on fire, right? I was like, man, this is working. This is awesome. Come to find out, number one, lack of knowledge, right? Lack of knowledge, lack of understanding the numbers, lack of how to run numbers is why one of the biggest deals that I had fell through. You know, because I wasn't educated enough to offer the right numbers. Therefore, my competitor came in and probably offered maybe 3,000 to 4,000 more only. Imagine that. Imagine you find a great deal that you're about to make, you know, 25, 30K in assignment fee, and because of the lack of knowledge, and somebody offered just $3,000 to $4,000 more and beat you on that, it sucks. You know, it really, you know, it hurt me in a way where, like, man, I should have gone that. I should have got that deal, but because of my lack of knowledge, I did not. You know, but it is what it is. It's a learning curve, and for me, I take every failure as a step forward, as a stepping stone. And I always, you know, like John Maxwell said, you always want to fail forward. It's easier to get up that way instead of, you know, falling backwards. So for me, man, I mean, when I really joined REI Results, it was when I got the coaching, the right way to market, the right way to run numbers, the right way to approach people. And the biggest thing for me, man, is just like what I love about REI Results is the, you know, the academy members as well. You know, like, guys will just jump on the group text or jump online and kind of answer your question that you have, you know. So that was, for me, it was the best decision I made.
The community. Yeah.
Yeah.
Heck, as one of the leaders in the group, that's one of my favorite things too, man. So I'm glad that you feel that way. Let's kind of go back to getting more specific. I don't know if you remember that conversation. We had just dropped that guy off at his truck. And I asked you, I was like, man, if you jump in with me, like, I only work with people that are serious about working with me and actually getting results. And you said, man, I'll do whatever it takes. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you did, bro. You did. And not only because you're my friend outside of working together, but because you got the results that you wanted. I'm so proud of you, man. And so I want to talk about those results. We set a goal. You remember this? We set a goal that you would do this full time so you'd have more time with your friends and your family to be able to travel, maybe go back to Hawaii more and things like that. And you wanted to be your own boss. That was your words. I remember it vividly. You said, I just want to be my own boss. I don't want to have to work for anybody. Talk about that. Are you still working at the nail salon? And if not, like, how soon were you able to say, this is my all in? And I know a little bit more. It wasn't just you. Heck, you were able to even, you know, help other people in your family quit their job. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, man. So, you know, like I said, I started in April of, you know, last year on Easter, and did the wholesaling by myself, right? And then when I joined REI Results, was back in October, and that was when I landed my first deal. Now, guys, take note of this, right? So I closed my first deal in October, and by December, it was, I remember it was the day before, so Christmas Eve was my last day at the nail salon.
It was my birthday. I remember that.
Yeah. So Christmas Eve, I jumped off, I just told my boss, I'm like, hey man, I appreciate the opportunity. I found something better for me and my family, and I was able to quit my job, man. And because of REI results, I was able to not only provide for my family, but I was able to quit my 9 to 5 job, but also kept my wife at home, right? And that was huge because, everybody has a different perspective, but for me, family is very important to me. And during this time, as my kids are 12 and 13, having the mother at home with them is vitally important for their growth and just being able to be there. So again, having that success in RI results provided me the freedom to leave my job and as well as keep my wife at home.
And for the record, if you don't mind, like, not only did you keep her at home, but she quit her job so that
Yeah.
she could stay at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I'll never forget. Your wife and my wife became really close friends, and my wife told me that, and I'm like, what? That's amazing. I was so excited and so proud of the steps that you took on faith, but also because of the results that you've been able to enhance your life with. So
Yeah.
tell us, anybody that's out there watching, maybe they've watched YouTube University, maybe they've followed some of these other gurus out there. How is REI results different than the other gurus that are on the market?
That's a tough question, but to be fair, I never signed up for any other coaching. I never signed up for any other courses. But may I give some feedback?
Please.
So I'll put it this way. I'm a man of faith, right? I want to consider myself a man of faith, and my relationship with Jesus is what I live and breathe on. And when I was able to talk to you, Bryce, and we developed a mentor mentee relationship. What was more important to me was the fact that I had a mentor that had the same spiritual walk as I did, and that spoke volumes to me. And because of that, I took my company in a direction where it's also faith-based as well, right? We're called Blessed Offer. And from day one, I always wanted to be a blessing to people, as far as, just going out there and we're wholesalers, right? We work with people who are in distressed situations. And I always say this, I can't help everybody and I can't buy every home, but I can always pray for people, and that's the biggest blessing for me, is that I'm always able to minister to people and talk to them about salvation, and just be a brother to them, be somebody that they can cry on, or somebody that I can hold their hand and pray with. So with that said, knowing the fact that you as my coach, Bryce, we go to the same church like you mentioned earlier, and just having that faith, in this business together, and not only that I got a great mentor, but I also, develop a relationship and have a brother for life.
Love that. I love that. And I appreciate that. And Larry, you know more than anybody probably about me and in our group. And that is one thing. I don't go around, and you can attest to this. Like, I'm not like, you got to do real estate this way because this is what Jesus would do. Like, I'm not that guy. But at the end of the day, when there's someone hurting, I'm going to go the extra mile. And I love that you see that. And I hope that the rest of the academy and anybody watching this right now feels the same way. If you want somebody to go that extra mile, that's what the academy is there for. And it's not just about me, it's the academy. Like Larry said, the others right there in the trenches with him. So Larry, let's
I do
get
want
a
to add
little.
this, Bryce. Sorry, brother. I just want to add one more thing as far as what I see in REI results, right? And having you as a mentor and as a coach. The biggest thing for me was, as busy and as big as you are, right? Your schedule. I mean, you can probably take a screenshot and show everybody your schedule, and we're like, what the heck? This guy is crazy, right? His schedule's like booked from morning to night. I was like, I don't know how he has a chance to eat or do whatever that he does. But as big as you are and as busy as you are, you always carved out time for your members, and that's huge. I mean, countless times I hear people that I network with that are in the same business, and they pay tens of thousands of dollars, and they probably get one call and 2 texts, or maybe an email every now and then. But I say that to say this. When I was in the trenches, and when I say trenches, I was in a home, right? And I got stumped by the homeowner with objections and things that I didn't understand what they're asking. You know, I excused myself and went to the bathroom. I called Bryce. Hey Bryce, they're doing this, and what do I do or what do I say, right? I mean, it's so important as far as like if you're just getting started and you don't know all the answers, it's okay, but to have a coach that's right there at your back and you were present, you were available for us, that shows, that you care about your members.
Appreciate that. I appreciate
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I remember that phone call. I was like, hang up and act like you got to call your partner and I'll talk to him.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it. I love it. Yeah. So let's go. Let's take a step back and let's go surface level. Like people always are interested in the checks, boats, and Lambos, right? Like,
yeah.
Let's talk about your results. So not only have you been able to quit your 9-to-5, not only have you been able to allow your wife to quit the 9-to-5 and stay home with the kids and be more active in the home by God's grace and the action steps that you've taken on faith. I'm curious for the people out there watching, right at a year in the business or just over a year in the business, about 6-7 months in the academy now, and hadn't done a deal prior to getting in, what's been your largest wholesale assignment, and what's been your most memorable event, or most not more memorable event, but what has been your most impactful or your greatest takeaway from the academy? So largest deal that you've done in learning how to do things better and more efficiently, and what's been the most impactful takeaway that you've had from working in the academy or with my team and I?
Yeah. So there's been so many assignments, I don't know which one to talk about.
It's a great problem to have, my friend.
It's a great problem, man. But in all seriousness, the biggest assignment I got was about $32K. And that's huge. I never made $32K ever before, right? My paychecks were, $2,000-3,000 every couple of weeks. Way back then when I first started doing mortgages, I was a loan officer. I got paid, maybe $7,000 on a loan. That was big for me. So when I hit that 32 figure, I'm like, man, this is awesome. It's a great feeling, right? But more than that, bro, I mean, it's, this is a long story. I'm not gonna get all into it, but the reason why we moved from Hawaii was that we had a preschool, and my wife and I had a preschool business, and we expanded that business and poured about $300K into the building, and things went south with the landlord, and obviously went to a lawsuit, and then of course we had to walk away from that, and that was a big how do you say, a big speed bump in our life,
Yeah.
and then of course moving from Hawaii and coming to a new place like Texas, it was tough to get by, and for that reason we couldn't qualify to buy a home, right? And I truly believe that because of my knowledge in real estate now, and being a part of REI Results, I was able to get a home for my family right here in McKinney, just blocks away from Coach Bryce here, and I was able to get this home and be able to move my family into a home that we can call our own. And on top of that too is the fact that, the biggest takeaway for me is that just being there to help people, because of people get into situations and bad things happen to good people all the time, and it's not their fault and it's out of their control. But we provide a solution, right? We're problem solvers. So my biggest takeaway is that, again, the first deal that I got was down in South Dallas. I was driving down the Oak Cliff area. That's the first contract that I got. That was the first lead that I was able to pray with. Well, my wife and I was down there last week serving our church and serving the community and down in Oak Cliff. We had a couple extra boxes of food. I drove to that lady's house again. Although I wasn't able to close that deal, I was able to develop a relationship with her. I brought the food to her. We sat down, we prayed, and get this, she had a stroke a couple of years ago, and I prayed with her last year, and I'm not saying this is all glory to God, right? When I saw her last week Thursday, Bryce, bro, it was amazing. Like, this lady looked healthier, she looked younger, she looked stronger. Her arm, her right arm that was held like this, it almost looked like it was healed, you know. And it was just beautiful to see that what we do impacts people on a whole different level, you know, not just financially, but at the same time, it's where you want to take your business. And for me, salvation is the biggest thing for me and my business, and being a blessing is another big important thing for us as well.
Larry, I love your story, man. And I know that we could talk for days because you minister and use this as a vehicle for ministry, man. I appreciate your time. So 32K, I want to go back to the original question. 32K was your largest offer or your largest assignment. That was your largest deal so far in the last like 7-8 months working together. Quit your job within 2 to 3 months of working together. And now you're able to not only serve, but use this as a vehicle to share your faith and things like that. Inside of the REI Results Academy, knowing everything that we offer, I'm curious, that biggest takeaway, like what was it that stuck out that said, this right here was something I could have not found anywhere that changed the way that you look at your real estate business?
Yeah. So again, just with my background in sales with Tesla, I always been a firm believer of, you know, not reinventing the wheel, right? And I say that because RI Results, Bryce has put together a course for you to watch video by video by video that you can watch in your own time and you can learn in your own time, right? And not only that, but he's able to walk you from, you know, step 1 until step 7. And I'm not going to go into that unless you talk to Bryce, but he will show you from step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 7, taking that to closing and getting paid, right? And that's so important because, you know, people need to understand that there's always a system, there's always a process, and you need to trust that process in order to get success. You know, our boy Tony Robbins would say, you know, repetition is what develops a skill, right? Bryce is so good at what he do and what he does is because of the fact that he does it time and time again, over and over and over again. You know, so again, my biggest takeaway with REI Results is the fact that they provide a system that you can follow that's very simple, but you have to follow and you have to trust the process, and you'll find success.
I love that. I love that. And there's so much more. I mean, we could talk for hours. I appreciate your time, Larry. So you heard Larry say I believe that simplicity is everything. And so my team and I broke down the steps to the process. Like, there's 7 steps. And again, if you want to know more about that, I encourage you, reach out, shoot me a message, shoot a message to the REI Results Academy page. Go follow the REI Results Academy page, which is up above in this live stream. Larry, wrapping this up, I appreciate your time and thank you for taking time out of your busy day, man, and your business to help not only share your testimony and the results that you've gotten. I'm curious, what would you say to somebody that's out there right now that maybe doesn't have a coach, maybe they've been thinking about hiring one, or maybe not? Who would you recommend the REI Results to, and what would you say to someone that's thinking about possibly taking their business or getting started, taking their business to the next level or just getting started? What would you say to them?
Yeah, man. I mean, if you're that person, right, that Bryce is talking about, that's on the fence, or maybe just getting started, or maybe have been in the business, or maybe just like myself, where you try to do on your own for 6 months to a year, right? It's time, right? It's time to know what really works. It is time to get with a program that will give you results. And on top of that, you know, get with a group of people that do business together and have success, right? There's a lot of people out there that sell courses, but look at their testimonies, look at their students. do you hear about their successes? Like, I'm a living proof right now, right? From October till today, I made over 150K in assignments. You know, of course, I always look back at that and say, well, I couldn't have done that without the process. I could probably still be running my wheels over and over up until now without
Wait a
without
minute, wait
finding
a minute. We
success.
didn't talk about this. I'm cutting you off. Did you just say basically 9 months, you've made 150K, you and your wife have quit your job, and you've been able to buy like a dream house of your own for your family? Is that what you said?
Yes, I did.
I thought so.
I didn't want it. I didn't want Uncle Sam to hear it, but it's out there now.
We'll keep it quiet. We won't tell nobody. I love it. So one last question. I was just thinking about this while you were talking. So we have the video modules. We have the topic Tuesday calls where we go over a specific topic. We have a Thursday Q&A call to where the call is led really by you in the academy, the other members right there in the trenches with you. We have the paperwork, we have the scripts, we have my daily routine, we have the planners, the affirmations, the contracts. I mean, the list goes on and on. We have an annual mastermind once a month. Even this morning, we had a coach to the stars, like a hypnotist and mindset coach to the stars came in and spoke to our academy today. Out of all of the different components, what would you say is probably your favorite, Larry? And what has been your favorite component of what the REI Results Academy is for you?
Man, I mean, there's so much value, right? I mean, how can I break it down? But
Pick
the
one.
consistency. Think one.
Okay.
Man, I gotta say it's it's really that Thursday calls for me. Being able to bring our own questions, bring our own deals to the table, having Bryce himself call your sellers and close it. I mean, how much easier do you want it to be, right? I mean, you jump on the program, you find a deal, you put it on a Thursday call with Bryce, and he helps close it. But before we end, man, I just want to say, I appreciate your friendship. I appreciate what you have done for me and my family. And just the fact that I'm able to create new friendships through the academy, like guys like McLean, Vic, Lee Jones. We just had barbecue the other day, but all those members that I came across as well, just the fact that it's been an amazing ride so far, and I can't wait to see where this takes me.
I appreciate you. You mentioned Lee Jones. Lee Jones, if you're watching this, you owe everybody barbecue because you went without us after the fact. But
come on, man.
Larry, bro, I love you. I appreciate you. And any last words for anybody out there that might be watching this, coming back and listening to your story? Any last words?
Yeah. If you're serious and you want results, you know who to call, who to reach out to. And if you just want to have a conversation with me or with Bryce, give me a call.
Appreciate you, man. God bless you, brother. I love you. If you guys want to get a hold of Larry, I tagged him up above. You can see right there down below in his name tag. It's Larry Lee at Blessed Offer. Find him on Facebook. Where else can they find you?
So I'm on Instagram at Blessed Offer, Blessed Offer Buy Houses. I'm also on social media as well. So you can go also to blessedoffer.com and see my website as well. And look out for my new apparel coming out as well. I got this No Greater Love apparel is coming out pretty soon, and it's basically faith-based. And I don't got to get into it with you guys, but with everything that's going on right now today, there is no greater love that a man has laid down his life for us, which is Jesus, the ultimate sacrifice.
Love it. I love it. Larry, my friend, I love you, bro. I can't wait to see you Thursday, if not before then, since we're neighbors now. I mean, dude, what a testimony, right? What a testimony. God has opened the doors to not only show you a business, but to help you get results. And now you're like neighbors. We're literally 5 minutes away from each other down the same main street, like the same cross street. If I just go 5 minutes, like I love it. I love it. I love it, man. I appreciate your time today. Thank you so much. I know you got work to do. I got to jump on my next call, and I'll see you on the other side, brother. Take care.
All right, guys. God bless.
God bless you, man.